Hey y'all, what's up? JamiThatsMe here. What's going on, everybody? Come on in, come on in. Come on in. I don't know why I thought I set the live for 2:45, y'all. It looks like I should have been here a few minutes ago. But my bad. Come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, let me get ready to come on camera. I hope everybody had a great holiday yesterday. Hey, babe. Woo. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Hey, everybody. Listen, the block is very hot if we leave it to Miss Robin Dixon. Hello? It's been very, very hot, y'all. It's a lot of things for us to talk about when it comes to this case. I do not have, like, the court documents like I would like to have, but we're going to get into a lot of articles. And y'all know I love my articles, okay? We definitely got to get into news time with Jamie. So we will be getting into a lot of the articles. It's been so much going on, y'all. Like, I'm not going to cover everything in this video, but I am going to do my best to get into the other things that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? Like Tiana Taylor, what's happening with that whole situation with Iman Chai. I wanted to touch on the Saronis Jackson and his situation with the baby mama. Excuse me, Miss Dominique Perry. And then there were some other things that I wanted to chat about too. Tyrese, I think Tyrese has an issue with the judge or something like that. So it's a few things I want to get to. It's just about, you know, me having the energy. That's primarily the thing, girl. Because when I tell y'all, it's baby not playing with me. Girl, the energy has been drained from me. I don't even have to do much, okay? And it will drain me for sure. So, I have a list of things I want to get to, even Basketball Wives. I haven't done Basketball Wives like in like 2 weeks, like last week, this week, but I've been watching the show. You feel what I'm saying? So I definitely want to get back to those reviews because I be having so much to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Tiffany Haddish, girl, who's never gonna learn. Like, yes, it's just a few things out here that's been going on, and I hope to be able to come back to y'all today with another video. Fingers crossed. So y'all just pray for the energy, honey. Listen, I have not had coffee in like 2 weeks, I think 2.5, because I try not to, try not to really have it for real as much. But I said I'm gonna need it today because I need to do some content today. I need to get some type of energy, give me a little something, and she seems to be helping me at this moment. So yeah, y'all go ahead, come on in. Thank you guys for being here. You could be anywhere, but you choose to be here with Jamie, so I do appreciate all of the support. Hopefully we could get the likes to match the views because we have over 100 people in the chat at this particular time. So yeah, I do want to start off with Jamie Foxx first. That's who I want to start off with. So we're going to get into Jamie Foxx, Iovine. I was calling him Lovine, but I believe it's Iovine. So we're going to get into Jimmy Iovine, who is connected to Interscope Records. We're also going to talk about Diddy, primarily, girl. That's what we really going to get into. Diddy, that's what we really going to be talking about, okay? Really going to be getting into Diddy. Now, y'all know today is the last day for people to file their lawsuits, okay? They're civil suits. And the reason they're filing these civil suits is because the statute of limitations has expired, okay? So any criminal charges or things like that, none of these people, from my understanding, are going to jail. Statute of limitations is passed, but you have until today to charge a person, civilly for what they may have, done to you in the past, violated you in that type of manner. So that's why we're seeing a lot of lawsuits. And I also feel like a lot of the media outlets are getting a lot of money off of the clicks and things, right? So because of that, in my opinion, I do think that we're probably going to continue to hear names all the way through next week. I do. I wouldn't be surprised if it's some new names over the weekend. We hear more people all the way up until maybe Tuesday. I really want to say Friday, but maybe not Tuesday, but Wednesday. I really want to say Friday, but I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to hear names all the way up until Wednesday. because a lot of people are coming out and they are alleging that these people have violated them. I believe Diddy's charge goes as far back as 1990 something. I think it's 91. I'm not saying he did it. I do not know. But what I will say is that man, in my opinion, as I look at things, and we'll go through a timeline of stuff too, I just really feel like he's been problematic for a very long time. And it's the culture that was cultivated in hip hop. And they have been able to get away with a lot of stuff. So when I see a lot of these lawsuits and things coming to the front, I can't say that anybody is lying. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like, okay, somebody lying because there's too many lawsuits that's dropping. Well, does lawsuits dropping because today's the last day? But at the same time, I can't say somebody's lying or anything. One, I wasn't there. I don't know. But also, I do know people got away with a lot of stuff back then. And y'all got to understand the Me Too movement just rolled around a few years ago. Right? So that horrible type of behavior they were doing for a very long time until it began to be the norm to not be okay. When people started to see that you could lose your livelihood out here for the things that you may have done a long time ago. Right? So I feel like anything was possible in the 90s, girl, especially. Hello? Freaknik, all that stuff. People was getting away with stuff, girl. I don't put nothing past nobody. That's all that I'm saying. But all in all, girl, this is a mess. I just want to, let's just get into it, okay? Let's just go ahead and hop into this article over here. With Jamie Foxx. Let's go ahead and hop into this. Jamie Foxx sued for allegedly SAing an 18-year-old woman in 2015. Now, listen, every time we see dates that are so old, people always ask, why does it take people so long to talk? And I do understand that is a natural thought of a lot of people. Okay, that's a natural thought for a lot of people to be like, why y'all ain't saying it a long time ago? Well, to that, I would say, one, a lot of people be in denial about what happened to them. And it doesn't, click for them until a later time. And that's when, it's like, dang, that really happened to me. Some people have a hard time accepting that they were violated in that manner. And some people are just scared. They scared to come forth. When you got a person that is so well known in the media and got way more money than you or whatever the case is, like, girl, people just be scared. Right? But I also say, ask your family members why they still haven't talked. Because I guarantee you that a lot of y'all have family members that was violated and you may know nothing about it to this day. And it could be because they don't have the proper spaces to share those type of situations of what happened to them. And also understand, back in the day, it used to be a whole lot of don't tell nobody nothing about what's going on in this house. A lot of women would be violated by men, family, friends. Hello. And then they would be labeled as like fast and this and that. So how a woman may have been brought up may also contribute to why she doesn't say anything, right? Not that she was like violated as a kid, but maybe she witnessed somebody else and how they treated that person or whatever. So that could have an effect on her later on in life when she experiences that with a person that's way more powerful. She's probably like, I don't want nobody to think that, I was just out here being promiscuous. They probably not going to believe me. This person got more money, whatever. So it's a lot of different reasons as to why people don't say anything. And here's the other thing, too. Sometimes they do say stuff. I feel like there may be people that do know. They just haven't gone so public because they don't be wanting to ridicule, Just like the one lady that's supposed to be suing, I believe, Diddy and Aaron Hall. She listed herself as Jane Doe because she don't even want the backlash, So that's just what I'm thinking. It looks like the same situation is happening with Jamie Foxx. Although she's saying her name is Jane Doe because she doesn't want her name out there in the public, it seems like he may know exactly who she is. Because from what I read, and I'm going to get into this article hoping that they cover it over here on Billboard. But from what I read, it appears that this woman has filed this case before and it was dismissed. So I don't know. I'm like, well, was it true? And since she didn't get what she wanted that time, she's like, okay, I'm still going to apply pressure because this is what you did to me. So I don't know. He's denying it, but let's get into it. All right. They're saying Jamie Foxx has been accused of SAing and battery by a young woman who claims the singer and actor groped her at a New York restaurant in 2015. Now, the complaint was filed in New York court on Wednesday by an attorney named Craig Femister. They're saying in it, the Jane Doe plaintiff claims she met an allegedly intoxicated Foxx at the Catch in New York City restaurant rooftop in August of 2015, along with a friend, asked if he would take photos with them. So you met him with a friend. You asked him if you'll take photos, and he said, yeah, he'll take photos. Okay, cool. So then the woman is claiming that after taking photos with Foxx, he made several flirtatious comments before subsequently pulling her to a secluded area. All right, y'all got to let me know in the chat what y'all thinking when y'all read this. Okay. Y'all, let me know what y'all thinking, okay? Now, he done allegedly pulled this woman to a secluded area. She claims he rubbed on her breast before sliding his hands into her pants and placing his fingers on and in her vaginal area and her anus at that. Despite her attempts to step away from him, she says he only stopped after her friend came looking for her, at which point she claims he walked away. Girl, there's some serious stuff there, honey. Now, the woman who says she was 18 at the time claims that in the aftermath of the alleged assault, she was injured. She was rendered sick, sore, lame, and disabled. She was caused to undergo medical treatment and advice, was unable to pursue her usual and regular activities, was caused to undergo great conscious pain and suffering, continues to undergo such, and will permanently be affected by the injuries and emotional distress she incurred as a result of the SA abuse, assault, and battery. Whew. I'm wondering, how long did he have you back there that you got injured in such a way? Jesus, that is, girl, that's sad. And then why would you do that in such a, like, I mean, why you feel so comfortable to, like, if you did do this, why you feel so comfortable to do some shit like that in the public setting in that manner, pulling somebody to a secluded area, and then, like, it's giving weird. But let's keep going. They say also named in the lawsuit are Catch Hospitality Group, which owns the New York restaurant. Okay, they're saying that the co-founder, who the woman claims was drinking with Foxx at his table that night. So obviously he's cool with the co-owner. She alleges that the co-owner were negligent in hiring, training, a lack of supervision, management, control, and retention of their employees, okay, including several whom she says were working at the restaurant that night. So she has a list of 1 to 10 Janes and John Does that I guess could potentially be witnesses to come forward to say what they may have or may not have seen. That's how I'm reading it. Girl, this is some, y'all, girl, let me tell you, you can see what's done in the dark will come to the light if this is true. Okay? We like Jamie Foxx. We like him as an actor, comedian, all of that, a singer, all of those things. However, girl, we don't know what you was doing back there. I don't know. All y'all got a little piece of a past, honey, so I don't know what y'all was out there doing in them streets, cutting the hell up. I don't know. But they're saying the lawsuit additionally claims that Foxx's co-defendants had knowledge of his propensities of aggressive behavior towards women, the potential for unwanted sexual touching, and his bad disposition when consuming excessive alcohol. Is that why it's given? Blame it on the blame it on the goose that got you feeling loose. Is that where it came from? Y'all know who I was waiting on, but they probably not going to give one for him because he probably went in New York like that. Rick Ross. Because I keep thinking about put a Molly all in her drink and she ain't even know it. Ain't that's what he say in that song? I'm really not. I ain't going to say I can't stand Rick Ross, but I'm really not a fan for real. But did he say something like that? Okay, so yeah, I'm surprised ain't nobody dropped some on his ass, but let's keep going. Because y'all be telling on yourselves in these songs, honey, but let's keep going. The suit asks that the restaurant staff were not properly trained how to observe when no, we got into all of that. Let's keep going. So all defendants are additionally accused of violating New York City's Gender Motivated Violence Act, Foxx for the alleged assault, as well as the co-owner and the companies for basically enabling what happened to her. This woman is seeking damages for pain and suffering and economic loss, as well as punitive damages, okay? Now, when they reached out for a comment, a spokesperson of Jamie Foxx sent the following statement. They said the alleged incident never happened, according to them. In 2020, this individual filed a nearly identical lawsuit in Brooklyn. So what do you mean nearly identical? Is she naming the same location, or is she naming a separate location with similar details? I wonder what they mean when they say that she filed like a similar, a nearly identical lawsuit. So obviously there may be some discrepancies possibly in the lawsuit that she had already filed in Brooklyn or whatever. So they're saying that case was dismissed shortly thereafter, and the claims are no more viable today than they were then. That may be the only thing really working in Jamie's favor, is knowing that this person has already filed a lawsuit against him, and I guess the judge deemed that it was dismissible. Reasons why, not sure, but that's just what the judge did, okay? We are confident that they will be dismissed again, is what the attorney says, and once they are, Jamie Foxx intends to pursue a claim for malicious prosecution against this person and her attorneys for refiling this frivolous lawsuit. Can I say that I think that may happen a lot? So with this case, these lawsuits coming forth, what happens if these people don't have the evidence to prove that they were actually violated? Because I was wondering, like, if people were violated and they were able to get like a rape kit or something like that, how long do they hold on to those details and that DNA to where that person could probably bring it to the front and probably, win a case or something? If they don't have enough evidence and it's not valid, and the person that they're suing aren't willing to back down and settle, and they go to court, it just makes me question, like, what happens now? Because if the case is dismissed, or if you lose that lawsuit, they probably gonna try to sue you, especially knowing that the statute of limitations are up for you, so you can't do anything. The last opportunity you had to get them was this civil suit. So if you can't even win the civil suit and limitations are up, I feel like they gonna try to sue y'all. I do. And it's sad, because what if that really did happen to you? Just because you may not have enough evidence to present or whatever the case is, what if that genuinely did happen to you and you are owed to be compensated, right? But because it's so long ago, they probably gonna try you and see how far you gonna really go. Because I don't believe she got no evidence or whatever the case is, right? That's gonna suck to know that you were a person that was violated by said individual, and now said individual gets to turn around and sue you for putting in what you thought was right, which was the civil lawsuit. So I do feel like that's going to happen. That's just what I think. That's just merely my opinion. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. You done sat up there, because they may look at it like you done sat up there and drug my name through the mud. Now I got to go out here and reclaim my name. You know what I'm saying? And I got to restore it. So with me restoring it, girl, it's giving. I'm finna sue you. I don't know. I don't know who did what. I don't know who's telling the truth, who's not telling the truth. I'm just worried for everybody involved, okay? I'm just worried for the people. Was there anything else they're saying? They say the case against Foxx is just the latest in a string of sexual misconduct lawsuits filed over the last month against men in the music industry. When I tell y'all, let me open that L.A. Reid one, because I forgot L.A. Reid was being sued too. We're going to talk about Iovine and superstar artists, including Axl Rose, of course, P. Diddy. Y'all, when I tell y'all hip-hop is a mess, not a lot of y'all hip-hop moguls getting sued during the 50th anniversary of hip-hop. That's what it's giving, girl. Y'all, this supposed to be the anniversary, 50th year or whatever of hip-hop, and y'all been out here running up amok And now y'all starting to get exposed. And I'm just interested in knowing how Diddy finna handle the two that he got. And we'll get to that. But I'm some of my thoughts may leave me. That's why I'm bringing up some of his stuff now. But I'm just wondering how he's going to handle that, because are you going to pay them off as well, or are you going to push it and apply the pressure and see just how far they're willing to take it? I'm just, that's why I'm just wondering. Let's see what L.A. Reid had going on. Did they put anything up here on L.A. Reid? They're saying L.A. Reid accused of S.A. as well in a lawsuit from a former employee. Girl, I'll pull this up on Rolling Stone. Let me see if I can pull this up on Rolling Stone real quick. So we can get into that. Child, this man done got his R's sued. L.A. Reid sued for SA and harassment. So Drew Dixon, a former Arista Records executive, claims the music mogul assaulted her twice in 2001. Once on a private plane and another in the back of Reid's private car. This bothers me so much, y'all. Oh, it bothers me so much. It really do. It really do. It just makes me think about how many people could have possibly been taken advantage of when like Cassie, just to get on in the music industry. And what it also makes me think about is Hollywood. And it's like, dang, if we think that, the music industry is a mess, I can imagine. I can imagine all of the stories that people in Hollywood have about being essayed, violated, harassed, all of that. Girl, I wonder when y'all gonna have y'all day of reckoning, honey. That's going to be very, 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 very interesting. But anywho, they're saying that Drew Dixon has filed a lawsuit against L.A. Reid. She alleged that he assaulted her twice. Okay, so she sued in the Southern District of New York on Wednesday under the Adult Survivors Act, which opened up a 1-year window. I feel like for these people to file at the last minute kind of makes me think that they didn't want to have to do it. I don't know. I know some people may be like, why y'all ain't filed as soon as they opened it up? Why y'all ain't go ahead and sue last year? Why y'all waited? I feel like Cassie could have gave them encouragement to do it. I think definitely Cassie could have gave them encouragement. And I feel like they probably was afraid. And they found some strength and was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and put it out there, okay? Because it did happen to me. So I guess people are finding their voices, okay? They're saying Dixon has been a vocal supporter of the 2022 Act after coming forward to the New York Times. No, wait, B-I-T. What? So they're saying this woman came out in 2017 and accused Russell Simmons, another mega producer who co-founded Def Jam Records, of RAPE. So she has been vocal. She wasn't waiting on Cassie. Of course, Russell Simmons has denied the claims, but is Russell ass even in America? Didn't he leave? Is he even here? Now, they're saying in the same interview, there was a brief mention that Dixon also faced continued harassment from Antonio, who happens to be L.A. Reid, during her music career. At the time, Reid said in a statement he apologized if his words were misinterpreted. Now, in the suit, Dixon claims her encounters with Reid went beyond just harassment, but also 2 instances of SA, and we already got into that. All right. It looks like she said L.A. Reid is a known predator. I'm just telling y'all what she said, okay? She says, who uses his singular professional power to force himself on his victims. In my case, she says, his persistent campaign of sexual harassment and assault forced me to abandon the work I loved when I was at the top of my game in the music business, having worked my way up from internships and a job as a receptionist. That has got to be a struggle. And then you leave that opportunity whenever, go over there to work, I guess, with Russell Simmons, and then to be violated over there too. Girl, like, that's good. I'll be mad as hell too. Girl, y'all men is getting exposed, honey. Year of exposure. So in 2017, Reid departed from Epic Records, where he was the chairman and CEO, after an assistant accused the executive of sexual harassment. Now, the complaint was made to Epic's parent company, which is Sony Music. And what else are they saying? There were multiple accusations leveled against him, too. So this, girl, you have been problematic, sir. Didn't Usher used to work with this man? The music executive who is starting a new record label with Usher is credited for helping establish the career. I thought so. Worked with Usher, Mariah Carey, TLC, Avril Lavigne. Well, we know Mariah Carey ex-husband. I think she said that man was a mess, okay? I forgot his name. But the old white man, he was a stone cold mess. But Usher, are you still working on a new record label with L.A. Reid, knowing that he has these allegations out there about him? And right now, you know, you're America's golden boy. So I'm just wondering if you're still going to continue to work on this label. Are you able to get out of it? Contracts have been signed, I'm sure. Now, what else is she saying? Dixon arrived. Her career was on the rise with Arista Records in 1996 as a senior director of A&R after leaving Def Jam in 95 following. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. She worked for Simmons first, and she was RAPE'd. Then she went over to L.A. Reid in 96. And at some point, a few years after working with them, she was violated on more than one occasion by L.A. Reid. And I want to believe that that could have possibly been her final straw. And she had to then abandon, you know, the work that she loved the most and what she worked so hard to obtain, okay? Tommy Mottola, I thought that was his name. But then I kept hearing Steve, so I wasn't sure. So thank y'all for putting that in the chat. We have over 400 people in the chat, but we only have about 150 likes. Could we get that possibly to 200? That would be great, okay? As you guys are here being entertained throughout your day, if you could just do me a free favor and just click the like button, because it definitely helps and supports the channel and lets the YouTube know that we are live and the people are interested and entertained in what we're doing over here, okay? Thank you guys so much. Mariah Carey ex who caused her to have a breakdown. Because I believe at one point she couldn't really leave the house. And I could have sworn Jermaine Dupri and DeBrat had to come to her estate where she was living at just to do music. And I think that when she left the premises with DeBrat or Jermaine Dupri, I think she got cussed the hell out for leaving or something like that. It was like really weird. Really weird. Like, girl, I can't. Girl, these people here. Was there anything else? Even before his start date, Reid allegedly invited Dixon to tour apartments with him as he was relocating from Atlanta to New York City for the new position. Now, although Dixon was under the impression that Reid's wife would be present at the viewings, she arrived to find it was just going to be herself, Reid, and the real estate agent. Now, during the entire afternoon of showings, Mr. Reid made flirtatious comments. It was so pervasive that it caused the realtor to comment to Miss Dixon privately that he was left with the impression that Mr. Reid was in love with her. Girl, now he over there doing too much that the real estate agent over there thinking that he in love with her. Child. And then in January of 2001, Dixon's suit alleges that she was invited on a private plane to travel with Reid and other senior executives to a company retreat in Puerto Rico. Again, when Dixon arrived to find that she was alone with Reid, he began to flirt with her right away, allegedly. Now, while waiting for the others, the suit claims Reid requested for Dixon to sit next to him and go over work materials, but he allegedly began playing with her hair, kissing her, and digitally penetrating her without her consent. Now, how do you digitally do that? How do you digitally I'm going to have to look that up because I've never heard of that before. But for the remainder of the trip, Dixon alleges she had her assistant by her side to avoid Reid's sexual advances. So I'm wondering, where was the assistant at when you came on this trip and you were sitting next to him? Or did you order for your assistant to go ahead and fly out there and meet y'all there just so you could have that support and that, you know, divider between y'all. Now, back in New York, following the trip, Dixon alleges that she tried to navigate the treacherous balance between maintaining a working relationship without succumbing to Mr. Reid's sexual advances, such as avoiding his late-night phone calls, turning down his requests for meetings in hotel rooms, and wearing frumpy clothing that Mr. Reid did not like. However, the suit claims Reid grew unhappy with Dixon and retaliated against her by allegedly being unprofessional and embarrassing her in front of her colleagues. In some cases, Dixon claims that Reid would shoot down or blow off potential artists that she brought to Arista Records, including a young Kanye West and John Legend. At another point in 2001, Dixon claims that following a work event, Reid offered her a ride home in his private car so they could finish some work and listen to a demo from Alice Smith. Now, Dixon claims she accepted the offer because Reid's driver would be present. Shortly into the ride, the suit alleges Mr. Reid, again, without Miss Dixon's permission of consent, began to grope and kiss Miss Dixon, who squirmed and pushed him away. As his driver stared straight ahead. Now, when Mr. Reid complained and began visibly irritated with her lack of compliance, Miss Dixon froze, and Mr. Reid again digitally penetrated Miss Ma'am without her consent. Now, following the alleged assault, Dixon claims her career suffered at Arista due to Reid, who allegedly would directly respond to the rejection by suddenly slashing or freezing promotional and recording budgets for Dixon's artists and vetoing their songs and auditions. Baby, if this is true, she need to be suing for more than SA. Okay? Because not you over there stifling her career. That's some type of retaliation in the workplace, sir. That's crazy. You crazy. Eventually, feeling there was no pathway forward, not only at Arista, but in the music business in general, Dixon resigned and enrolled at Harvard Business School in 2002. She alleges her career never recovered, and even as recently as 2017, Reid was allegedly interfering with her career. As part of the civil suit, Dixon is seeking general and punitive damages and legal fees. Dixon's attorney, Kenya Davis, added in a statement given to Rolling Stone that Drew was at the pinnacle of her career, collaborating with music legends and identifying future stars when she began working closely with L.A. Reid, who up until that time was a trusted industry peer. As soon as he became CEO of Arista Records, he leveraged his position of authority to sexually harass and assault her. They go on to say the Adult Survivors Act is a critical tool in holding perpetrators accountable. And we look forward to fighting for Drew and other victims of sexual misconduct whose careers have suffered as a result of them speaking out. Baby. Girl. Now, see, this is another court document I wish I had, because I know it's got even more detailed information in it about her experiences with this man. I know she's highlighting too, but I'm sure, like Cassie did, it's even more detailed than what you think. We gonna have to see how it play out. I'm putting that past nobody. I'm not putting that past nobody. None of them. I wish I knew how much she was suing for, because not only did you essay her, you harassed her, but you also stifled her career, all out of retaliation because you didn't get what it is that you want. I hate to say it, but during that time, with a lot of these powerful executives in that industry, girl, it's giving sounds about right. Sounds about right. That sounds on brand for a lot of people. So we'll just have to see how that's going to play out. Then you got this man, Iovine, shocked and baffled. Girl, this man said he's shocked and baffled by the news abuse allegations. Whoa. And they're saying a woman is filing a lawsuit against music executive Iovine, alleging the Interscope Records co-founder SA'd her and forcibly touched her. Okay, this is what she's putting in the documents. And he is now a bit shocked. They said a Jane Doe plaintiff filed a summons and notice on Wednesday in New York and alleging that Iovine, who's 70 years old, engaged in multiple instances of SA. A forcible touching of her, including a specific incident of sexual misconduct that occurred in New York City in August of 2007. The legal filing contained little additional information regarding the woman's specific claims, but a lawsuit is expected by the end of the year. The woman also alleges that she faced sexual harassment and retaliation and is seeking an unspecified amount of damages. Jane Doe's attorney declined to comment further on this case. Interesting. So then Iovine's people says this inquiry is the first we've ever heard of this. No one has ever made a claim like this against Iovine, nor have we been contacted or made aware of any complaint by anyone, including this unknown plaintiff prior to now. I feel like that's common. If somebody has been violated, they probably not gonna tell y'all. They might, you know what I'm saying? It's possible that this is a lot of the people's first time hearing this case outside of Jamie Foxx. It's a lot of time. It's probably a lot of them that's like, oh shit, I ain't even know that. But girl, it's them not even knowing what her name is. Now I'm over here like, okay, it's one thing for us to not know what your name is, but you gonna sue them and not even tell them who the hell you is? Like, I don't know. I'm not finna discredit nobody. I'm just here to ask questions because I just have questions, okay? That's all I'm saying. I just got a few questions like, girl, they don't even know who the hell you is. This unknown plaintiff prior to now. Child, these people is something else. I'm not going to get too much into Jimmy's story, but just know that Jimmy is indeed being sued by somebody that obviously worked for him. And we just going to have to see how it plays out. Okay, her name is Jane Doe, and Jimmy don't even know who the hell she is. So maybe that's why he's shocked and baffled, because he like, who the hell is this? Good luck. Okay. Good luck. All right. Again, let's go ahead and keep going because there's so much out here. Let's see, who is this one? Okay. Yeah. Okay, we could talk about him. Former Bad Boy president label sued for SA and negligence. It's sad that I believe it. It's sad that I don't know if he did it, but I believe it. They're saying less than a week after Sean Diddy Combs was accused of RAPE and SCX trafficking by R&B singer Cassie, a longtime executive at his company Bad Boy Entertainment, is being sued for allegedly grooming and SAing his assistant. So then my question is this, ma'am. Are you suing Harvey or Harv, whatever his name is, and Bad Boy Entertainment? Or are you just suing Harv? I would sue Bad Boy too. And then if you sue Bad Boy too, my question is this. Even if you weren't, my question is this. Diddy, are you going to help him with this? Are you going to help him make this case go away so that no additional details about Bad Boy Entertainment get spewed out? Are you going to help with that too, or what? I'm just wondering. Now, they're saying that Harv Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy, who met Diddy when they were students at Howard University, is being accused of preying on the Jane Doe plaintiff on multiple occasions in New York City and other locations throughout the country. Pierre used his position of authority as plaintiff's boss to groom, exploit, and SA her. Pierre engaged in a year-long pattern of grooming plaintiff, leading to sexual harassment of plaintiff and SA. The anonymous assistant alleges Pierre SA'd her on multiple occasions from 2016 to 2017. As a result, she suffered physical, emotional, and psychological injuries along with pain and suffering. The woman is asking for damages that will fully and fairly compensate her. Pierre did not immediately reply to a request for the comment. Oh, so here we go. The lawsuit does name Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records, and Combs Enterprises as co-defendants, accusing the companies of negligence and gender violence. Listen, Diddy ain't got 2 lawsuits. Diddy got 3 lawsuits. He do not have 2, because 2 accusers have come out, and we'll get into that. But now that his businesses have been named, baby, this is the 3rd one. Okay, so when the second lady came out after Cassie, it was really given that's the 3rd lady that came out. So what you finna do? Is you gonna wrap this one up within 48 hours? How is that finna work, girl? Or are you finna apply pressure and test their luck? Right? I'm just wondering. Defendants knew or should have known that Pierre was unfit to be in a position of authority because Pierre is a plaintiff. What else are they saying? It claims the companies failed to properly supervise Pierre, especially considering his access to individuals like her. Here go bad boy. Talking about we recently became aware of a lawsuit filed in New York by a former employee. The allegations are from many years ago that were never brought to the attention of the company. Neither the plaintiff nor the executive are current employees of the company. We are now investigating the allegations, and our top priority is the safety and well-being of our employees. But just because it wasn't brought to y'all does not mean that it did not happen. But I see how y'all tried to use that to discredit somebody. I keep hearing, y'all going down. Y'all going down. Because y'all been around, baby. Y'all whole world's upside down. That's really sad. Shout out to the 600 plus people we have in the chat. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel by going ahead and liking up the video for me. Definitely helps the channel a lot. Girl, this is a mess here. And you know what? I don't want, because I don't have all the details for real, I really don't want to accuse anybody, but I want to be honest on what it is that I believe. You know what I'm saying? What I believe doesn't make something a fact. It's just merely my opinion to me. And I'll say this, I wouldn't be surprised, because if your head honcho is moving a certain way, and then your head of your, business, label, whatever it is, the person you have to answer to, if they're operating in a certain fashion, and then they put you in a power position, I feel like that person is liable, because they kind of teach you how you can move and get away with things as well. And based on previous video, audio, interviews from other people, I feel like your actions could have possibly, in my opinion, been encouraged. Not only were you influenced by watching, but I feel like you were encouraged to move like that, because we bad boys and that's what we do. So now here it is. What they say, the chickens have come home, baby. The chickens have indeed come home. All right. And they appear to be on your R's. Was there anything else? Because I do want to slide over and see if there is more that I have here. Oh, did y'all hear this story before we really get into Diddy? Because we about to get into Diddy. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm wondering if y'all heard this part. This popped up like a few days ago. I feel like maybe the day before Thanksgiving. And this said that Sean Diddy Combs, allegedly from Daily Mail, they're saying that he pressured Cassie to get breast implants only to demand she reverse the surgery the next day, despite health risk, because they were too big. Huh? Did he really do that? That. Girl, I'm thinking about the pain. I'm thinking about you just went under, and I mean, maybe people have surgeries like that. I don't know. Got a surgery on this day, then got to turn around and have another one the very next day. Were you put under anesthesia? What is that like? I mean, do they just numb the area? Like, girl, what was it like for you? Like, I mean, if this is indeed true, like, that's crazy as hell. They just opened her up the day before, and you want to open her back up the very next day. Girl, it's giving torture. It's giving torture. That's all I hear. It's just torture. And that's one of the reasons why I don't mind Cassie settling. Because get your coin, okay? Pay me for my pain, pay me for my time, and you can say the bull because everything is mine. Y'all know how I feel about that. Shout out to Trina. But it's like that man made you suffer for so long. The end goal was always the coin because she can't do anything criminally because the time has passed. So it has to be civilly. And she was going to get her money either way, you know? But I wanted her to wait a few more days to make him suffer. You're going to pay the $5 anyway, okay? You're going to pay it anyway. You're going to pay that. But you're finna suffer for right now because you may be suffering for far too damn long, right? But maybe she felt like that was enough suffering because she damn sure did enough within 24 hours, I will say. She definitely did her big one within 24 hours. Enough for him to have felt it the way that, you know, one of his projects that was supposed to be this past Sunday got canceled. And then we're hearing stuff about Sean John clothing. And I'm going to get into that because he don't even own that. But we'll talk about all of that. But she definitely did her big one at the same time. So how much damage, I guess, would she have really done in a few days because the damage is continuing to go. So she did her job. And she got her coin. He had better pay that woman. Now, years before being accused of RAPing his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, and forcing her to have sex with prostitutes. And you know what? I'm going to say this. This is not hard to believe because of you, Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall said something in DJ Vlad's video. Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks because I believe that's exactly where I saw it first. So let me pull that up. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks, baby. Because she put something on her page. And I just felt like everything that was coming out about Diddy, these different clips, interviews, and all of that stuff, like y'all just validate whatever Cassie put in her documentation. So let me get this over here on the screen. Let me see if I could copy this and let y'all see that. Okay. Boom. All right. Sean Diddy Combs. Y'all know he got this other lawsuit with Aaron Hall.
For them niggas to see how I
listen to this.
fuck. Like, you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big niggas. I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like, you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big niggas. I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like, you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or any of them niggas, they been at my house. They all see me fuck.
Sir. Y'all gonna learn to stop going over there to DJ Vlad because he get you tied up every time. Every time, sir. You said you want them to do what? You said Jodeci? Who was it?
They all see me fuck. They all know I'm a big niggas. I like for them niggas to see how I fuck. Like, you speak to Jodeci or Puffy or
Jodeci, you gonna put Jodeci in it? I know KC somewhere like, please don't call my name. Please don't. They doing roll call and I hope they don't call my name. Okay? But DJ Vlad be getting y'all tied up every motherfucking time. So when I hear that man say that, they all see me smash. They see me smash. They know it because I be wanting them to see and I want them to know how I... Sir, you validate to me what Cassie said when she said forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes and watching. And this was back in what days? Hello, girl. So listen, I know the attorney is saying that all of this stuff is lies, honey, but I don't know what to think no more. But let's keep going. Let's keep going, honey. What else? Okay, a source close to the former couple recalled her horror witnessing the exchange, which saw Cassie, fresh from surgery, crying but silent as the Bad Boy founder demanded celebrity surgeon Dr. Frank Ryan immediately remove the implants despite the serious health risks. He did not care. Speaking exclusively to DailyMail.com, the witness said Diddy thought they could go right back into surgery, like now, and take them out. And Dr. Ryan was like, no way, trying to explain to him that we should wait at least 6 months to see how it heals because she was just opened up. But Diddy was like, no, they've got to come out. Call who you need to call. They got to come out. Baby. If you wanted her to die, just say that. Like, what? If you wanted her to die, just say that. The witness, who spoke on the condition of basically being anonymous, said the discussion took place shortly after Thanksgiving in 2009 at the office of Dr. Ryan, who died the following year in August of 2010, when he accidentally drove off a cliff in Malibu while sending a text message. Was it an accident, girl? I don't know. I do not know. So they're saying the singer is pictured left in 2006 before her augmentation and post-op in 2018 in the black dress. So you kind of can see, like, I guess the lift, I guess. Like, you really can't tell much of a difference because I would think that it's probably the dress pushing her boobs up. I don't know. But I guess she did have breast augmentation. Girl, this man, girl, he was ruthless, wasn't it? The person says they never thought Cassie would come forward and talk about all of this. When she finally did yesterday, I was like, thank God. I'm so happy she has the courage to do what she's doing. And I was more than happy to come forward myself to describe the level of abuse that I saw she was enduring. Well, you did come forward, but you ain't leave your name. So, I mean, girl, if you're going to come forward, then just drop your name. Since you want to, have her back so much. But I guess you might want to be quiet since the doggone doctor that did the augmentation died the next year, child. I don't know. She says, I've always been traumatized myself about what I saw. To me, watching this, it was just so cruel, so horrible. She was treated like a rat. It was literally like her voice was snatched and there was nothing she could do, that if she started standing up for herself, she'd be in trouble. She knew to keep quiet and go along with whatever he was saying. I'm sorry. I don't put it past nobody. Especially when I saw that little interview clip. I don't know if y'all saw it surfacing around where somebody had asked Cassie if it was any what that girl asked her, do you have any I guess like secrets you want to share? And the way Diddy looked at her, and she was like, I keep everything right here. And then she looked at him, or right here. And he gave this nervous laugh, because he didn't know what she was going to respond. I'm like, girl, the way these clips, the way these people pulling that out on you, it's hard to believe that one is innocent. It's hard. It's hard to believe that one is innocent, but we just going to let things play out. Okay? Let's see. The source said that typically patients speak for themselves. Usually men act like, I just want her to be happy, even though... Okay, let me go back. Okay, she says he presented his vision for Cassie's breast as she stood topless before them and had photos taken of her body. So he sculpted what he wanted her breast to look like. It was him talking about what he wanted. She was like his doll, like a dressed up doll, y'all. This is what the lady's saying. She had a flat chest. He said he wanted a full shape, sexy, but not too big. She says, usually men act like I just want her to be happy, even though they know it's for them. Men are usually kind of quiet in these consultations. It was out of the ordinary that he was doing all of the talking and she wasn't saying anything. She appeared meek. She was more like a Stepford wife, agreeable, but quiet. Child, listen. He had just gotten into his artistry mode. The witness recalled of the surgeon who charged about $16,000 for the procedure. He was describing how great the outcome is going to be, how confident he was about achieving the desired results. The very next day, he wanted to meet Dr. Ryan and discuss having the breasts removed for a smaller size. He said they were too big. He wanted to meet there. He needed some support. He thought there would be strength in numbers with me helping navigate him through this. Child, I wonder which friend this was that brought their ass to the front and said this. Baby, that's crazy. too much control. Again, it's hard to not. I kind of believe it. She was very young and impressionable, and he was like damn near 40 years old when she was getting ready to go into her 20s when they met. Yikes. That's crazy. What else they done got on Diddy? The clothing brand, Sean John, is being phased out, okay? Phased out after a 2-decade partnership. They're saying that Diddy's clothing, Sean John, will no longer be carried in Macy's, with an insider connected to the retail giant saying that the rapper's label won't be available on the department's website effective this month. Well, girl, it looked like it was on there this month. I guess y'all gonna stop after the Black Friday sale. Y'all must gonna stop on November 30th. But they're saying Sean John is offered on Macy's website. But is anybody even still wearing that? Anybody? They say their sources shared that corporate has been evaluating the brand for a while now, noting it hasn't been selling like it used to in the late 90s and early 2000s. They emphasized the decision to phase out the label has been an ongoing process before her lawsuit. As part of their ongoing review of the brand portfolio, the Sean John collection is starting to phase out of assortment in early fall 2023. What's so interesting to me is the fact that, yeah, it's attached to Sean John, but he does not own it. He been sold that a long time ago. And this is where it feels like for me he gives Snake. But let me see if this is the one that may have more on Sean John. Let me see. Which one was it? I may have to pull it up. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I could pull up what I had wanted to see. What I wanted to talk to y'all about. Because he just, I don't know, it's just something like sketchy betchy. Where is it? Okay, so that was in 20. Okay, I might use this one then. We might use this one. But either way, so y'all know Diddy does not own this brand anymore, okay? Girl, why is they promoting Magnums at the top of the thing? But anyway, Diddy does not own Sean John. Now, he been sold it to somebody else, but then turned around and filed a lawsuit against these people, y'all. Filed a lawsuit. And when I don't know if I feel bad for them, but a little bit. You done sat up there and gave this man all this money to own his name or to own his clothing brand that really wasn't even doing that great anyway. And then in return, he turns around and sues y'all for $25 million for appropriation or misappropriation and for his likeness and all this other stuff. Well, you sold them your damn name. So I don't know if they settled the lawsuit, but I remember talking about this. I think it was in 2021 when we first heard about it. I believe I talked about this previously. But they said Diddy has filed a lawsuit against his former clothing brand, Sean John, for a whopping $25 million. Now, Puff is suing Sean John and his current owner, which is Global Brands Group, for false endorsement, misappropriation of likeness, and violating his publicity rights after it teamed up with the UK multi-channel retailer Misguided for a women's line that used his name, image, and likeness for promotion without seeking his permission. So they're saying that this Global Brands Group is now being held responsible for giving falsified quotes to the media that claimed Diddy was supportive of the line. Diddy and his team are now seeking to recover actual special and statutory damages, profits, attributable profits to unauthorized use and exploitation of his name, image, likeness, and persona, as well as attorney's fees and costs. And they wanted to have a jury trial for $25 million, which is so ironic because if you give people time, fast forward, girl, he was about having to give up $30 million for the claims against him. But, I mean, he might have a leg to stand on because he sold it to them, but they are a global brand group. What was in the contract? Because as a global brand group, I'm not seeing them as people that only work in the United States. I would think they would work across the entire world, across the entire globe. So if they were trying to, work a deal out over there with the UK, then that seems like that's on brand for them. But I don't know. When I see stuff like this with Diddy, it just makes me feel like all I hear is snake. And it makes me feel like you were waiting on the perfect opportunity to where you could slide in there and likely be able to sue these people. But I'm wondering when he sold this brand in comparison to when he sued them. So when did he sell it? Let me see. Okay, Diddy buys. Oh, so did he buy it back? See, this is where I'm learning new details. Now, wait a minute. Let me go over here. Let me pull this up too. Because I'm over here like, okay, so did he buy it back then? Interesting. Shout out to the 700 plus people we have in the chat, the ladybugs and the good luck charms. So definitely go ahead and like up the video. You know, we constantly advocate to get the free likes up for the video because it does support the channel. Okay, and it supports the video as well, letting people know that we are alive, we're having a good time over here, and we're getting into some things. Okay, so if we could get to 400 likes, that would be amazing. Okay, on my end, I only see 360. So if we can, get the likes up, that'd be great. So they're saying over here on Forbes that Diddy, this was in December. Okay, so he sued them in, I think was it February or January? Let me go back. When did this article drop? Okay, this article dropped in February of 2021. So now Forbes is reporting in December, so I guess he owned it back. He went ahead and bought it back in December of 2021. And they're saying Diddy buys back Sean John clothing brand for $7.6 million. Well, that's kind of a good thing then, because now that your stuff is being snatched out, you taking the L versus Global Brands Group having to take the L on the stuff. They spent all that money to buy it from you. And then now they taking L's because it's being snatched out of stores. But anywho, they're saying Sean Diddy Combs will reacquire the Sean John men's fashion brand that he founded in 1998 after making the winning $7.5 million bid at an auction as the rapper turned mogul looks to get back into the clothing industry. Girl, and that was in 2021 going on 2022. So you probably had been gearing up this whole time on bringing your clothes back. And now you might as well just keep that. Take that. So let's see. Key facts. Combs backed SLC Fashion LLC was behind the winning $7.5 million cash bid. Okay. They're saying the bid narrowly beat out United Ventures. So he put an extra of 500 and some or 50 some thousand. He put an extra 50 some thousand into it just to beat out United Ventures. Okay. Combs had a solid majority stake in Sean John in 2016 to Global Brands Group Holding. All right. And they're saying that the company specializing in celebrity apparel lines that filed for Chapter 11. So Global Brands ended up in 2016 filing Chapter 11. Wait a minute. No. They must have had to pay Diddy for using his likeness and whatever he sued them for in February. They must have won or something because they turned around that July is what it looks like. And that's when they filed for bankruptcy. And because they filed for bankruptcy then, that's when Sean John's clothing line went up for auction. So with the money that he has, he decided to put up $700 and some million just to buy his brand back so that somebody else, wouldn't have control over it. I feel like, in my opinion, I wonder if Diddy had a lot to do with those people filing at Chapter 11. I still feel like it was a scheme that he set up to come to him with the BS. And turned around and used their money to go ahead and buy it back. Child, What did he say? So Combs said in a written statement to Forbes, I launched Sean John in 98 with the goal of building a premium brand to shatter that shattered tradition and introduce hip hop to high fashion on a global scale. Seeing how streetwear has evolved or whatever, he says, I'm ready to reclaim ownership of the brand, build a time of visionary designers and global partners to write the next chapter of the Sean John legacy. Baby, you finna write a different type of chapter is what it's given. It's going to be a different type of chapter that you about to be writing. Oh my. So that's good to know. We learned something on here because I could have sworn he sold it. But what I did not know was that he bought it back in December of 2021. Okay. Okay, Diddy. Okay. What else you got going on, Diddy? Because it's been a lot going on. All right. Now, didn't he have a lawsuit with Diageo? I hope I'm saying the name right. The liquor brand, very big liquor brand he was working with in partnership with. But I could have sworn he sued them for racism. And that's what's sketchy to me. That's what gives snake, y'all, to me. It makes me think about Charleston White when he talked about how he would work at these different jobs and he would work those jobs. I think it was Charleston White saying he would go and work those jobs to find discrepancies so that he can turn around and sue them and get some type of workers' comp or whatever, get some type of compensation off those people. So it's like you be going into these deals, to me on the outside looking in, leveraging your celebrity and stuff. Going in, doing these deals, knowing that you're going to be over here trying to find any little thing so that you could turn around and possibly sue them and whatever the case is. Like, it's just giving sketchy. And based on how Diddy has ran his entertainment business with other people who he has worked with and not willing to pay these folks, I mean, it's giving snake for a long time, but at this point, it's giving anaconda because the snake is giving very long, and you've been out here with the bush for a long time, and you've been chewing people up too. Or should it be a python? Which one is the longest? Because it's giving snake for a very long time. So is it the anaconda that's the longest, or is it just the anaconda that's the fattest? And is the python longer than that? Which one is it? Y'all let me know which snake is giving. But they're saying that Diageo cites Diddy's rape claims in new renewed push to keep him out of tequila ads. Like, don't put this man in none of these ads with us. Let me see something real quick. This is the one that I wanted. Okay, so there we go. They're saying that Diddy, the big liquor label now, they're saying that Diddy asked for millions under threat of accusing the liquor company of racism. The liquor giant Diageo has issued a point-by-point rebuttal, girl, not a point-by-point one, to Sean Diddy Combs' lawsuit rejecting the rapper's claims that he and his vodka and tequila brands were mistreated and discriminated against. Girl, this man here, bitch, is a mess, okay? Diageo claims it's consistently provided support to Combs' brands, Ciroc and DeLeon, and that Combs asked to be paid millions of dollars more under threat of publicly accusing Diageo of racism. So you try to threaten these people and say, y'all better pay me more money. Hello? Y'all better pay me more money, or I'm going to go out here and say that y'all out here on some racism type stuff. That's what it sounds like to me. But your attorney want to sit up there and say that Cassie came to y'all on some, you better pay me or I'm going to put all of this tea out. It's giving a shakedown. So it's just funny that y'all try to put shakedown on her, but it's really giving you trying to shake down the liquor company the same way that you was over here shaking the fuck down with Sean John. And it seemed like you may have strike gold with Sean John over there and then turned around and bought it back. So then you wanted to try your luck over here is what it was kind of giving to me. But I'm on the outside looking in. Speculation and opinion, none of it is fact. All right. Now they're saying that Combs, let me exit out of this, squirrel. What is this? Okay. They're saying that Combs sued Diageo back in May, accusing the company of failing to invest resources into Ciroc and DeLeon. But I'm like, when did y'all become partners? Because we've been knowing about Ciroc for years. DeLeon does seem like it's something new, but what do you mean that they were failing to invest in resources though? Because I feel like you couldn't go nowhere without seeing damn Ciroc all on 106 and Park and all in these different places. I'm like, if you've been working with them since then, they did their part. So now why are you coming to the front trying to sit up there and label these people as, you know, racist or whatever because they didn't invest how you wanted them to? But anywho, treating them as urban quote unquote products. Now, further allegations emerged in July when an unredacted version of the filing was released. For instance, Combs claimed Diageo developed a watermelon flavored version of Deleon over his objections, and that Diageo's president of reserve and new business, Stephen Rust, admitted to him that race was a part of the reason Diageo limited the neighborhoods where Combs brands were distributed. I would like to see that evidence. The company called the claims false and reckless at the time and continued to say as much in their new filing. The liquor company insisted it has disproportionately supported and grown the Deleon brand despite Combs' party's repeated failures to live up to their own commitments. Combs has forced on one thing only, his own self-enrichment. Baby, they in you up. They in you up. You haven't lived up to your own commitments, and it's really all about yourself and what you could get out of it. They're saying that the company accused Combs of repeatedly seeking lucrative payouts while threatening to go public with accusations of racism against the company. For example, in May 2021, following the company's public commitment of $100 million to help with COVID recovery for the hospitality sector of underprivileged communities, Mr. Combs demanded that they pay him $100 million and threatened then to reach out to every news outlet to burn the house down and cause maximum damage to the company and the Deleon brand by making public accusations of racism if they did not write the check, baby. And it's given they have yet to write the check. Girl, but y'all want to talk about a shake down. Y'all want to sit up there and talk about Miss Cassie over there trying to shake the people down. Cassie was trying to shake y'all down. She was trying to get that 30 mil or whatever. It's a shakedown. Well, what do you call this? Whoa. The company claims its executives were available to hear all of Mr. Combs' concerns about race and diversity issues. The sad truth is they never truly listened to what Combs was saying and brushed them off as threats and demands for money. If they had actually taken the time to comprehend his concerns and live up to the agreements they signed, we wouldn't be in court today. This is what one of the attorneys is saying on behalf of Mr. Combs. And I'm like, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because how did we even get to the money part? Because it seemed like the man was over there threatening them for money before he even took before y'all even took them to trial or took them to court. Girl, what? Let's see what else they over here saying. Mr. Combs endorsed and promoted these initiatives, often involving his adult children and friends as paid influencers and spokespersons. So I guess they want to speak to what he did and how he helped the brand over what it is that they did and how they helped the brand. They the ones that's the big dogs with all the money. I just refuse to believe that them people did not contribute how you wanted them to contribute. I really feel like they did their part. That's just my opinion, though. I wasn't there. I'm just on the outside looking in. But that's my opinion. I feel like they showed up and you tried to shake down the same way you shake Sean John down. So now you getting shook down, girl. Okay? Girl, they over there shaking the table. In the words of Miss K. Michelle, honey, the table is being shook. But let's go ahead and keep going. All right? So let's see. There was another lawsuit that I was trying to get to. I'm not sure which one it is. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, so Sean Combs accused of drugging S.A.ing woman in a new revenge porn lawsuit. Is this the one with Aaron Hall? Because that's not the one I'm ready to get into yet. Okay. Let's see what this one says. Interesting. Okay, 5 days after Sean Combs and Cassie reached a settlement in the singer's lawsuit against Combs, in which she accused him of RAPE, sex trafficking, and physical abuse, the rapper and producer is the subject of another lawsuit. The new lawsuit filed Thursday in the Supreme Court of the state of New York County of New York accuses Combs of drugging and essaying a former Syracuse University college student in 1991 and filming the alleged incident. The suit alleges that Combs then showed the video to others in an act described as revenge porn. Girl. Details of the suit, which was obtained by Rolling Stone, state that after Combs took the woman to a dinner at a Harlem restaurant in January of 1991, he drove her to a recording studio where she claims that she was unable to exit the vehicle, but she had been intentionally drugged by Combs, resulting in her being in a physical state where she could not independently stand or walk. The rapper then allegedly took the accuser to where he was staying and SA'd her. According to the lawsuit, Combs, known as P. Diddy, was also filmed. Okay, he also filmed the act with a friend of the accuser, reportedly viewing it. Days later, the suit reads, a male friend revealed to her that he had viewed the sex tape along with other men. Through a rep, Diddy denied the allegation in a statement to TMZ. The last-minute lawsuit is an example of how a well-intentioned law can be turned on its head. According to the rep, the 32-year-old story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. This is purely a money grab and nothing more. Well, what I was hearing, and I don't know if it's in this other article, but from what I was hearing was, let me see if I can find that third one, that lawsuit. Because she named the friend that saw the video that approached her. I believe he's a singer or something. So Diddy, I don't know. Y'all saying that it's lies because it goes so far back. But does it? Let me see what People Magazine got. Let me see if they gonna give us a little more detail over here. Let me see. Not sure. Okay, they giving us her name. I know that. Okay, well, let's go up a little bit here. Okay. Now, according to the court documents, they're saying a woman named Joy Dickerson Neal is accusing Diddy, 54, of drugging and raping her when she was a college student in Syracuse, at Syracuse University in 1991. Now, attorneys for Dickerson Neal claim she was the victim of RP after the music mogul allegedly recorded the incident and shared the tape with other music industry people, Diddy is denying the allegations, claiming that it's a fabricated story. Now, according to the complaint, Dickerson Neal knew Diddy through mutual friends and appearing alongside him in a music video. Dickerson Neal's lawyer said in a press release sent to People that the victim had already heard of Diddy's alleged mistreatment of women at the time that she met him and was cautious around him. Now, when they went on a date, which Dickerson Neal claims she reluctantly agreed to, she says she was drugged after leaving her drink at the table with Diddy and soon couldn't independently stand or walk. Days later, a male friend revealed to her that he had viewed the sex tape along with other men. Horrified, Miss Dickerson asked how many others saw it, to which he responded, everyone. Dickerson Neal claims the assault led to a decline in her mental health, causing her to drop out of college and never receive her degree. We are privileged to assist our client, Miss Dickerson Neal, as she courageously steps forward in an effort to hold Mr. Combs to account. Everyone deserves to be heard, and Combs should not be immune from liability because of his wealth and public stature. The filing comes just one day before the New York Adult Survivors Act expires on Friday. Child, listen. She names Bad Boy Records, Combs Enterprises. They're all listed. okay, a part of this. So that's what Miss Ma'am is saying. But I do believe she names exactly who the male friend is. I believe that's in the court documents. That she names who it is. So y'all saying that it's a lie, but if that friend come to the front, honey, he'd be like, well, yeah, I did see it, Your Honor. I mean, I saw it, girl. It was right there. It was right there. This is what was going on in the video, honey. Then we'll just have to see what's really tea. What's really going on, honey? But that's what they were saying. Diddy. I don't know if this woman telling the truth or not. I don't know. But you got a lot on your hands right now, honey. And then a third person came out. Okay. Y'all got to let me know y'all thoughts about this, because this person is saying that this incident took place in the early 90s. And my biggest concern for this individual, because the young person, the Syracuse lady, said that it was the early 90s as well, is what type of proof are they going to be able to present to help them with their case? That is the biggest thing. Did y'all do any kits? If y'all did any kits, do they still hold on to those kits? You know, what are you going to be able to have to prove this? Because if it does not work out in your favor and they do not settle and they force you to go to court and make you spend more money that you may or may not have, what does that look like for you? Because if it ends up going in their favor, are they then going to turn around and sue y'all for bringing up a frivolous lawsuit? It's just what I'm wondering. So the third accuser sues Sean Combs of 4SA. All right. This Jane Doe plaintiff alleges that Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall took turns R-ing her and a friend after an event at Uptown Records in early 1990s. Jane Doe alleges she and her friend met Diddy and Hall at an event hosted by MCA Records, the distributor of Uptown Records, at the company's offices in New York, okay? Now, Combs and Hall were very flirtatious and handsy with Jane Doe and her friend, offering them drinks throughout the night. Now, as the event was winding down, Combs and Hall allegedly invited the women back to Hall's apartment for an after party. While at Hall's apartment, Jane Doe was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sex with Combs. After Combs finished doing his business, Jane Doe laid in bed, shocked and traumatized. As she was in the process of getting dressed, a Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced Jane Doe to have with him. Baby. The complaint says Jane Doe quickly got dressed and fled from Hall's residence after the incident took place. Okay, it alleges she later spoke to her friend and learned the other woman had been forced to have sex with Combs and Hall in another room. Tragic. Upon information and belief, when Combs finished with Jane Doe, he and Hall switched. A couple of days after the alleged assault, Combs allegedly visited the home where Jane Doe and her friend were staying and turned violent. He was irate and began assaulting and choking Jane Doe to the point that she passed out. Combs was searching for Jane Doe's friend because he was worried that she would tell the girl he was with at the time what he and Hall had done. Alongside Hall and Combs, the suit names MCA Music Entertainment and Geffen Records as defendants. Reps for Hall and Combs did not immediately return requests for comment on Friday. The lawsuit filed in New York County Supreme Court alleges Jane Doe informed her close friends and family about what had occurred. It claims she sought medical treatment to heal from the trauma visited upon her by Combs and Hall. Ooh, I hope that there is some, evidence on the medical treatment, because you just never know how these cases is finna go. This new filing marks the third lawsuit filed against Combs in the days leading up. It's really given the fourth lawsuit, because you had Cassie, then you got Harv being sued, but just because Diddy isn't being sued, all of Diddy's companies are being sued with that Harv Pierre lawsuit. Then you had the young lady from Syracuse University, and then now you have this young lady that was from the 90s. Okay, 91, that's accusing he and Aaron Hall. And then the sad part is I played the clip for y'all not too long ago of where Aaron Hall pretty much incriminates that he literally would be up there smashing women and allowing Diddy and Jodeci to watch him get it in with these women because they need to see how he fuck. So none of this stuff is helping your case. None of this stuff is helping. This is crazy here. I wanted to get into a timeline over here of his legal troubles. Let me see what this one is. We'll get into this timeline of Diddy's legal troubles and stuff that he's been through. They're saying a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs of SA was quickly settled out of court one day after it was filed. All right, Combs, who has a net worth estimated to be $1 billion, has faced legal action and settlement payouts more than 4 dozen times over a career spanning 4 decades as a rapper, producer, and mogul. All right. They're saying some of the allegations related to his music and business pursuits, and many were ultimately thrown out, while half a dozen of the actions naming Combs accused him of either committing or having others commit violence. Like, he has been violent. I've heard a lot of stories about him being violent. And not just, I've heard things about, women, but I've heard things about men too. Like, he's just been like a violent person. I do remember that incident with Lorianne Gibson. Remember, he's got up there on the BET Awards. And when he was receiving his honor, and Miami was in the audience talking about some Go Poppy or whatever it was, looking the fool. I feel like he made her do that to embarrass her, but that's just my opinion. But he highlighted some people, and I believe he said, shout out to Bishop T.D. Jakes for whatever reason. He highlighted Lorianne Gibson for keeping him free. And then he highlighted Cassie for holding him down during the dark times. Now we know what he meant by Cassie, right? With the dark times and everything, because she came out and talked about how dark it was for her being under his wing for like 10 years or whatever. Lorianne, when he talks about Lorianne for keeping him free, I mean, him and Lorianne, I think, are cool now, but there was an incident where I believe she said that he assaulted her, or like he threw a chair at her or something like that. And one of the guys, because it was like a clip from Making the Band. And one of the guys was there from New Edition or whatever. And they was having like a disagreement. I believe Diddy was upset because the dancers or the auditioners or whatever didn't have enough time to like learn the choreography. I guess they needed more than the few hours that she gave them. So her and Diddy got into a disagreement. They didn't show everything. But from what we learned years later was that he threw a chair at her. They got into it. I believe he assaulted her. And I believe she pressed charges on him. And I think those charges could have been dropped at a later time, but she definitely got the police involved with that. So maybe that's why he was sitting over there telling Lorianne, thank you for keeping me free, even though they ended up reconnecting a few years after that. So, child, I guess now it got me wondering why you over there thanking TD Jakes. Did you and TD get into it too? Because you done named about 3 people, and now we know the issues that you had with Lorianne, Cassie. But did you and T.D. Jakes have an issue of falling out too, child? What's going on? But anywho, in the most recent suit, Combs, we talked about that. The amount of litigation is not necessarily surprising given Combs' celebrity stature and high-profile dealings, okay? They're saying Combs, who went from launching his own music label, Bad Boy Records, to enterprise in fashion, food, and television, has previously accused people of filing nuanced claims against him simply because of who he is. I'm not implying he's a target, Ivory says, but when you live out loud and he lives out loud, that type of large persona is going to attract attention and potentially lawsuits. Now, Combs has rarely faced criminal charges. His arrest in 2015 on suspicion of attacking his son's football coach at UCLA with a kettlebell resulted in prosecutors declining to pursue charges. So I don't know, but it's always given. The people decline to go any further with the charges. All right. Combs' representatives and lawyers did not immediately respond to the request of comment on Tuesday. They're saying public figures generally want to avoid bad publicity, even if your company is called Bad Boy. So if you can avoid that by figuring out a settlement, that might be the most advantageous way to go. So we're going to see what he's going to do with these 3 cases. The two from 91 and the Harv case. But let's get into his legal controversies is what they're saying dating back to 1991. They're saying that when he was 22, he helped promote a celebrity charity basketball event at a city college, okay? That included rapper Heavy D. Now, a crowd for the oversold game led to a stampede that resulted in the deaths of 9 people and injuries to more than 24 others. While no criminal charges were filed, the state's decision found the college, Combs, and Heavy D all liable. This is interesting because I never knew that. The only stampede that I've heard about was the one with Travis Scott. You know, and all those people that may have passed away. And he also was held, liable for that. So now we're learning that Diddy and Heavy D was held liable for those, wrongful deaths. And they were sued for a wrongful death and personal injury lawsuit. They were sued. They said in 2000, the last of the lawsuits involving Combs were settled for an undisclosed amount. So all of those families appear to have gotten, paid out for that. And I never knew about this. And this happened in 91. Okay. Now in 95, they're saying that a limousine driver said he was beaten by P. Diddy's bodyguards. Okay. He says a limousine driver said he was beaten by bodyguards. He says that were hired to protect Mary J. Blige. In a lawsuit, the man said the guards punched and kicked him backstage at a concert as they tried to clear the area and accused Diddy of having failed to properly train his security. The man won the suit by default after Diddy did not appear in court. All right. And the spokeswoman said he was unaware of it. So in 2004, an appeals court overturned that order that required Diddy to pay the man $450,000. So they overturned it. So I guess he didn't owe him nothing. All because Diddy didn't show up. So, child, let's get to 1999, honey. Whew. They're saying that Diddy was arrested on felony charges in New York, accused of beating viral record executive Steve Stout after a reported dispute over a music video scene in which Diddy was nailed to a cross. Diddy later apologized, and Stout asked the Manhattan district attorney to drop the charges. This is such abusive behavior. It just makes me think about people that be in abusive relationships and they just keep getting beat on, and then when they come back and they apologize, that's enough, and then you just drop the charges, or not so much as drop the charges, but you just forgive them and just think they ain't gonna hit you no more. Like, I just can't take it. Girl, I can't take it. Anyway, they're saying in addition, a lawsuit was avoided, but Diddy reportedly agreed to pay Steve $500,000. Stout could not immediately be reached for comment. Now, in another alleged altercation around, I guess this could have been 1997. They're saying Roger Mills, a Detroit-based cable TV host, accused Diddy and his entourage of attacking him after he refused to sell Diddy a video interview in which he was asked about his involvement in the 1997 unsolved killing of Bad Boy artist Mr. Biggie. I'll be honest and say, when I hear the sale of a video, I hear an incident that took place in the hotel with Cassie, and the footage was later sold. That's what I hear. To me, okay? But anywho, all right, they're saying that he must have sat down with this man that's out there, a Detroit-based host, told the man maybe too much information or something, alleging, from this man. He wanted to buy it from him. The man said no, and then he ended up getting jumped, okay, according to him, by Diddy and the entourage, okay? So then in 2001, because it happened in 1997, in 2001, the man, Roger, sued Diddy, alleging assault, false imprisonment, and destruction of property. A spokeswoman for Diddy denied the claims and accused Mills of a blatant attempt to exploit Diddy's celebrity for media attention. The case went to trial, which is interesting. The case went to trial, and it was trial by jury in 2004, and they ruled in favor of Diddy, and Diddy won on all counts of said incident. Okay, well, I don't know if the man was lying or not, but what we do know is that Diddy won. Finally, they're saying at the end of 1999, Diddy was engulfed in controversy with an arrest in which he was accused of criminal possession of a weapon after a shooting that took place at a New York nightclub. Now, Diddy was at the club with his girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, and rapper Shine. All right. They go on to say witnesses said they also saw Diddy with a weapon, according to prosecutors. Shortly after the incident, police pulled over Diddy and Lopez and said they had located a firearm inside the car. Shine was arrested and convicted in 2001 on 2 counts of assault, reckless endangerment, and gun possession. He was later deported to his native Belize. Okay. Diddy was acquitted of weapons and bribery charges. A multi-million-dollar lawsuit filed by 3 people injured in the shooting was settled for an undisclosed amount in 2011. It's the settlements for me, baby. Girl, Diddy declined to comment about the agreement any further. I've always heard people speculate that Shine took one for Diddy. I've always heard that. So when Shine got out and it was a photo of Diddy and Shine together, a lot of people was, in uproar about that. Like, what? Not you standing next to the person that got you tied the hell up. Okay? Girl, this is something here. In 2001, Diddy was sued by his on and off again girlfriend, Kim Porter. Okay? She sued him for additional child support for their 3-year-old son. A settlement was eventually reached in Manhattan federal court. The couple co-parented 4 children together until she passed away in 2019. Okay? Now 2005. Random House and Diddy reached a settlement after the publishing giant said he was given a $300,000 advance for a memoir he was supposed to have finished in 1999 but never completed. The book deal was scrapped, okay? But they reached some type of settlement. One thing about Diddy gonna settle, baby. You hear me? That man said, I got the money for it. Let's settle it. Let's finish this. Let's keep going. So are you gonna settle with these other ladies too? Because according to your attorney did say something like a settlement does not mean guilty. Let me see because I could have sworn I put that on my community wall, honey. Because ain't that's what your attorney said? So are you going to pay these people or what's going to happen? Because, to us, it does look like that. Yeah, his attorney said, this is after the Cassie one. He says, just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Cassie the best. Is what he's saying. So then that's going to be very interesting to me to see how you handle these other 3 lawsuits. Because if you then try to push it to where y'all go to trial because, you feel like you ain't doing that wrong, then now everybody's truly going to believe, especially for the naysayers, because you have a lot of people that already believe Cassie. But the naysayers are going to be like, oh, yeah, he really did do that to Cassie because why he fighting this other stuff? Right? So are you just going to pay them too so you could just let it go? I'm just, so you can go about your business. I'm just wondering, But anywho, let's keep going, honey. All right. 2007. Somebody named James Sabatino sued Combs for $19 million, alleging that Diddy failed to pay him in full for a recording he made of Biggie in Miami in 94. Now, the suit was dismissed in 2009. Sabatino was at the center of a fraudulent article involving Diddy and Tupac that forced the LA Times to retract a bombshell story in 2008. Okay, so somebody tried to play Diddy and then try to play Diddy and sue him for $19 million, but it ended up getting dismissed. Okay, they're saying also in 2007 there was a party goer in Los Angeles that said Diddy punched him in the face as he was leaving a post-Oscars hotel event and caused him to fly backwards several feet. He also claimed in a lawsuit that Diddy pushed his girlfriend. An attorney for Combs disputed the claim as just another example of an opportunist seeking to fabricate a lawsuit, but a settlement was reached in 2008. Girl, 2010. a music executive in her 50s, sued Diddy for age discrimination, saying she was fired after having worked for him since 1998. The company denied she was let go because of her age, and Diddy settled the multi-million-dollar suit in 2011. Another one. Paparazzo filed a suit in which he said Diddy bodyguards assaulted him on New Year's Eve as he took a picture of him outside of a hotel in Miami. A settlement was reached in 2017 in which the person agreed to receive $35,000 in exchange for releasing Diddy, his bodyguards, and their insurance company from liability. 2017, girl, I guess that's what he meant when he said more money, more problems. That's what it's giving. More money, more problems. Cindy, personal chef, 2015, sued him for harassment, sexual harassment, and working long hours without being compensated. In her complaint, Diddy told her to cook a post whatever meal and wanted to know whether she was attracted to his naked body. Okay, so the woman was fired in 2016, and a spokeswoman for Combs described her as a disgruntled ex-employee. She settled with Diddy in 2019. The terms were not publicly disclosed. 2022. Girl, I know I'm tired. I know you tired, Diddy. A former nanny working for Diddy filed a lawsuit against him alleging wrongful termination. She disclosed her pregnancy in 2020. It looks like they said she was a niece of Kim Porter, I suppose, okay? In a response filed this year in Los Angeles County Superior Court, Diddy denied that she is Porter's niece and that she was discriminated against. A spokesman for Diddy called the suit, which continues, a meritless shakedown to extort money. Because one thing they're going to do is say that somebody trying to shake Diddy down for a coin. But the suit is ongoing. So clearly that person has yet to close the damn case. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. And then 2023, we have these lawsuits that came out from Cassie, the Syracuse University student, the other woman that includes Aaron Hall with his stuff, and then the woman that's suing Diddy's businesses along with Harv Pierre. So we just going to have to see what's going on. But girl, we ain't even really getting to the altercations that he's had with other folks too. Did I ever have that? Because didn't he get into it with a lot of other, let me see. Because I could have sworn, didn't he fight Drake or something like that? Didn't J. Cole knock his ass out one time? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Is this it? Let me see if this is it, child. Because I could have sworn he had gotten into it with some people. Okay, so there was another shooting that took place. There was a tragedy with that college where all those people had died. Let's see. Steve Stout attack in 1998. Club 1999 was the shooting, the New York shooting. Okay, scuffle with J. Cole in 2013. Diddy was allegedly involved in an altercation with J. Cole at a 2013 MTV VMA's after party. Multiple sources alleged to a complex that a visibly intoxicated Diddy went up to Kendrick Lamar about a verse on Big Sean's song where he bragged about how he was the king of New York, and Diddy allegedly tried to pour a drink on Kendrick. J. Cole intervened and they got into a fight. Child. Now, the New York Post reported the scuffle occurred after J. Cole was saying inappropriate things to Diddy and his girlfriend, Cassie. Now, I don't see Cole coming at Cassie like that. Okay, but I definitely see Cole coming at Diddy like that. A witness told them that some pushing and shoving happened. No punches were thrown, but it was a visible disturbance. Both men immediately denied a fight took place, though Cole later rapped, "My last scrap was with Puff Daddy. Who would have thought it?" Okay, so that happened. Diddy punched Drake. December 2014, Diddy allegedly punched Drake over the rights to the beat that became Drake's 0 to 100. Child, you out here just kind of. The Miami News Times reported that the two got into an argument outside of Live nightclub. Words were exchanged, then blows happened. Diddy told Drake, "You will not disrespect me." Girl. And then he gonna turn around and go to the Breakfast Club and say he ain't do nothing to Drake. Drake is his friend. This is how you play in the people's face, sir. Because that's what it's giving. You've been playing in our faces for a very long periodically time, sir. Is what it has been giving. Okay? 2015, he done fought the UCLA coach because I think he made his son Justin Combs sit out. Have y'all been hearing the rumors from the security person that's been alleging that Justin is not his child? Now, I'll be honest, I have always wondered that because I just felt like Justin looks so different than Diddy, but I am a person that is highly aware that kids don't always look like their dads. Sometimes they look like their moms. You know what I'm saying? So I know that. Just that doesn't mean that that's not his daddy, right? I will say that when they have shown the photo of the man, dang, I forgot what they were called. Wolf is something they were calling. That's his nickname, Wolf, but I think he may have passed away since. I believe Wolf used to run with, allegedly, because all of this is coming from the former security guard, alleging that Wolf used to run with Diddy back in the day or whatever, like his right-hand man in some sense or whatever. And when they post a photo of that man side by side with Justin, he does look exactly like that man. I will be honest. I will be honest. You know, if you only look at Diddy and you look at Misha, Tanika, whatever her name is this week or next week, when you look at them, you would say, "Oh, he looks just like his mom." Well, when you see this other man, that's who he look like, and the man ain't here. And one thing about Diddy, he will take care of your child if it ain't his. Hey, Mr. Quincy, how are you? Okay, so I don't know. Maybe they got a DNA test. That's y'all business. Y'all do what y'all want to do. That's been his son this long. It ain't gonna change nothing for real. But that's what people are now starting to talk about, whether or not Justin is indeed that man's child. But at this point, he is, because he has assumed responsibility of that baby all these years. Okay. All of the children do look alike, you know, even the little girl Chance, I think that's her name, the other daughter, she actually looks like, to me, a lighter version of the twin sisters. So I said it's something about that nose. You know, Anthony Wolf Jones, that is his name. Yes. So I don't know who that baby daddy is, but as long as at least he got somebody that's been willing to play the role as his dad. You know, I guess that is, you know, whatever, girl. You know, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. But, yeah. So definitely giving different, honey, but it ain't my business, girl. This y'all do good luck. That's just what y'all talk about. But anyway, so Diddy got into a scuffle with the assistant football coach. What else did the man say? I don't care if your dad's here. This is what the coach is saying, I believe. I don't care if your dad is here. This is UCLA. I'm going to treat you just like I treat everybody else. I know that's right. After the practice, Diddy and his son reportedly went to the man's office where an argument ensued, and Diddy grabbed the man. All right. According to one account, Diddy was forcibly removed from the man's office, then swung a kettlebell at the intern. The various accounts of the events and charges that are being reported are wholly inaccurate. What we can say now is that any actions taken by Mr. Combs were solely defensive in nature to protect himself and his son. So now y'all try to flip this and make it seem as though Diddy was protecting himself and his son when y'all were the ones that came to this man's office. You cannot make this up, baby. Let me tell you, them attorneys be working overtime. And they be getting their coin up out of Diddy. You hear me? They be putting the same stories out. Okay? Diddy is the victim. Is what it gives every chance. But that's what the attorneys are going to do. Make it appear as though their clients are the victim. That's what they're being paid for. All right? Now, they said the LA district attorney decided not to file assault charges against Diddy. But see how y'all wrote this article does make it seem like they didn't file, but I could have sworn that man didn't want to, move forward with any charges when it came to him. So there's that. Then they talk about Gina. She alleged the abuse that Cassie ended up talking about. Okay, that happened back in 2019. So Gina had been talking before Cassie was talking. So we heard about that. And then next thing you know, a few years later, here go Cassie filing her suit. And then now he got all these other suits to follow. So, girl, it's definitely giving bad boy. That's what it's giving, honey. That's your life. But as I've always said, honey, good luck on that. Okay, but I just wanted to come to y'all chat real quick, run through a few things. All right, run through a few things when it came to Mr. Diddy, Mr. Combs, Mr. Puffy. Okay, guys, so I will let you guys continue the conversation. We went through a lot of articles, but I told y'all that's what we was going to be doing pretty much today anyway, just going through a lot of articles and seeing what's really been going on with this man. But, yeah, I'm just looking at a few of the comments now. Girl, this is crazy. This is some girl. This is a lot. I don't push past Diddy at all. Some cases he's been able to get himself cleared. Some cases he decided to go ahead and settle. I'm looking forward to finding out what's going to happen with these three. Okay? And I would want to believe that you're going to get them settled and taken care of by Monday, because that's just how you is. Okay? And if I find out that you done sat up here and settled with these people, I might feel away and wish I had something that I could have put on your head. Let me stop. Girl, let me stop, because I'm over here like shit. I need to, I'm distressed now, right now, Diddy, covering your story. Can I get a settlement too? Okay, I'm distraught. Shit. Since you want to just settle shit and get it out the way. Wish I had something I could put on your ass too. But anyway, that's all that I got at this particular time. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. Definitely like up the video. You feel what I'm saying? Definitely like up the video. Support the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you have yet to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for liking the video. That's very important. We have over 900 people in the chat, almost 600 likes. Definitely appreciate that. I am going to try my best, like I told y'all, to come to y'all about the other stories like Tiana Taylor and Tiffany Haddish and Tyrese and stuff. So just hold tight, hang tight. Okay, continue to pray for the energy, and we'll try and get some more content out to you guys shortly. All right, I'm Jamie, that's me. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me. Okay, and yeah, that's all I got at this time, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.